So, where are we heading today? Stay tuned and find out as we head to our next destination. And here we are at Mono Basin National Forest Scenic Area and the Mono Lake Visitor Center. Let's go in and check it out. I think it's open now that COVID's over. We're here at Mono Lake Visitor Center on National Parks Day, the U.S. Forest Service, and various parks. So let's go inside and check out the visitor center now that it's open. This is a model of one of the larger tufas you could find down on the beach, but more and more people are climbing them, breaking them off, taking them as souvenirs, and slowly they're disappearing as the lake recedes. This is inside another part of the exhibit, talking about the chemistry and the biomass of the lake. This is an interesting thing about the petrified springs and the geology of the tufas and the ancient Lake Mono. And there are even variations on a theme, the different tufas that formed over the period of time. Here's something interesting. I'll try to get closer so you can read and see in the aquarium. And take a look into the water of Mono Lake. Lots of brine shrimp. We have a tufa being created. Fascinating water chemistry and geology here at Mono Lake on the east side of the Sierras. And of course, as always, as the white man made his way west, he met different tribes of Native Americans and saw how they lived. And this is a model of one of their huts they had built here in the Mono Lake area. Let's go in and say hi. Now let's move on. Well, Sara, what do you think of this, huh? You smell so many things out here. Critter holes, birds, lizards. You are just so alert to anything that catches your eye. Well, here we are at Mono Lake. This is not our destination, just a stopping off point. I always enjoy coming by and checking out. We're going to go to the South Tufa area, which I believe is where I first saw the tufas back in the late 60s, early 70s. The average depth of the lake is 50 feet and the deepest point is 150. And they're fighting with LA and the California courts to stop LA from siphoning all the water from the lake to feed its thirst. And I hope they succeed. Those people can use rocks instead of grass if they're truly conservative. This is a part of Mono Lake I've not ever discovered or explored. This is the South Tufas. You can tell the lake has severely receded since I first saw it in the late 60s, early 70s. We seem surrounded by numerous cinder cones. There just seems to be numerous cinder cones in this area. And you see the spine of the eastern Sierras. They have a sprinkling of snow on them already. So we're going to continue down this road here where they came from and check out the South Tufas, see what they look like. In plaque, I'll zoom up so you can read it. It's called Navy Beach. This was home to one of the many remote faculties where the military tested their new weapons and weapon systems. Who'd have thought they'd do it way the heck out here? South Tufa visitor area. It just cost a $3 visitor recreation pay stub. And we're going to hike down to the beach and the Tufas. Here we are on the trail down here in the area called Petrified Springs. And we can walk through this area. See the tufas that are long dead. And you can see them way out there. At one time this was all underwater. There's a boardwalk that goes all through these tufas. I think this is the only place you'll see such a collection of them in the whole lake. And this is what they're fighting over right now with LA and Southern California, trying to suck the state dry of every drop of fresh water. Sooner or later, they're going to have to face the fact they can't drain the land. This is where the trail from the parking lot ends, down here on the beach. And this is the most fantastic place. Be sure to visit South Tufa if you come to Mono Lake to see real tufas that still exist. Right down here on the lake. There's a beach trail that goes in between all these towering tufas for you to look up and check out close. Just please respect the land, don't climb them, and don't chip souvenirs off them. Well, here I am down at South Tufa. It's a 5-mile journey on the highway south of the visitor center, and take the South Tufa road cut off, and the last half mile's gravel, dirt, down to the beach here. And there's a really nice walk along the beach through all these giant tufa towers, which is very impressive. This is what I remember seeing back in the 70s. Of course, the lake was a hell of a lot higher back then too. And I'm sure all the tufas I saw the first time back in the early 70s, late 60s have all been taken apart in someone's rock collection. So let's walk along the beach trail here. To me, these things are incredible. An incredible creation by nature. They look like ancient fortresses, frozen in time. I will certainly remember to visit this place every time I come through. It's just amazing to see the different levels and how these things built upon themselves to grow taller and taller. This is a fascinating and ancient lake. This is such a fascinating garden of petrified life with tall stacks that look like serpents frozen in time. And yonder, islands of tufas. This place is fantastic. This place is fantastic. Well, I can't spend all day here. It's early afternoon. The girls and I have to head to our place that we hope to camp for a few days and relax. So, better get back on the road. But this place is fantastic. Utter amazing. The beauty and creativity of nature cannot be outdone by man.